What's cracking, everybody? Welcome to Boo TV. Thanks for stepping in. Stephen A. Smith appears to be yapping out his mouth again with more horrible Kobe Bryant takes. Now, I watched a very little bit of this video, and once I realized what Stephen A. Smith was about to say and where he was going, I stopped it and said, I'm going to come back to this, wait till I get home, watch this in the studio here, and react to it and give my live commentary. So, this is from a video from Gils Arena called Why LeBron and Kobe Will Never Be Michael Jordan. Now, I agree with that wholeheartedly, but where Stephen A. started going really off the rails, it was more into a Kobe-LeBron comparison. But let's check this out.
But he's a Rough Rider, and I got mad respect for him. I think it's important to understand that when we look at Jordan, for example, we look at 6 finals, 6 MVPs, unblemished in that championship round, never allowing a Game 7 to take place. We've seen in one pressurized moment after another where he answered the call. We look at Kobe. He's a 5-time champion. And you have a lot of people out there that put him ahead of LeBron because of that. I
don't put him ahead of LeBron just because of that, because rings are part of it. A pretty nice chunk, but it's not everything. I put Kobe ahead of LeBron for many other reasons as well.
Kobe was a killer, God rest his soul. The brother he'd be somebody that he'd give it to you. And not to say that he didn't play defense, because obviously, you know, in his prime, he was an elite defender. The flip side to it, however, is that when you're playing with Shaq and the rest of the crew, and then ultimately Gasol and Bynum and the rest of the crew, you had a crew. When you struggled, you really, really struggled. That was...
Again, here we go. Kobe's the only guy getting criticized for having Shaquille O'Neal or for having another great all-time teammate. We don't see that happen with Kareem and Magic. We don't see that happen with LeBron, Dwayne, Bosh, LeBron, Kyrie, Love, LeBron, AD. Just Kobe. Just Kobe. Now, and I made videos about this and commentary. Now, people want to talk about Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol. Now, nobody ever mentions Pau Gasol or Andrew Bynum, both of which are not top 75. And though, obviously, Andrew Bynum is not a top 75 player, and I think Pau Gasol should be definitely ahead of some people that made that list, but he's not. So now, y'all trying to throw in 2 non-top 75 players. Top 75, a criteria they like to throw around a lot these days when making comparison and talking about who had who did what with what. And now y'all want to talk about Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol and use them as tools against Kobe Bryant and his 2 championships that he won without Shaq. So winning it without Shaq wasn't enough. Winning it with Pau and Andrew Bynum wasn't enough. He's still getting criticized, using his teammates against him to diminish his value, diminish what he did. Went back-to-back, 3 straight finals with Pau Gasol. Y'all never mention these guys unless you want to bring down Kobe Bryant. Don't give a damn about Pau Gasol. Don't respect his legacy. Don't even mention him when y'all talk about top big men in league history. Never mention Pau Gasol even when they talk about top big men of the decade. Never. His name is brought up, and especially Andrew Bynum's name isn't brought up. And why should it be? No disrespect. I loved him. And now you want to bring up Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol. This is dirty work. Y'all gonna see, stop doing this. Stop doing this. I'll never forget when I saw Max Kellerman get up on TV and try to sit here and tell the world that Pau Gasol was a top 10 player in the league when he was trying to devalue Kobe Bryant. Pau Gasol was never a top 10 player in the league. And I put a video out about this specifically and putting out a list of players in that decade that were better than Pau Gasol. Stop playing with me. Kobe took Pau to the next level. I'm going to rewind it. I forgot what Stephen A. just said. He made another statement I disagree with. Let me take it back a little bit.
You had a crew. When you struggled, you really, really struggled. That was never LeBron. See, when you look at LeBron took that team to the finals, and then you get swept by San Antonio. But you saw what he did. everywhere he's been, teams have elevated. So you can't take that away from him because he's 6'9", he's 260, because he can play inside and out, because he can be, lethal in the open court, because he could step things up defensively, because of so many things that he brought to his arsenal, and how he would create mismatches, which I think is one of the things that he did better. He's done better than most. You look at him along with the 4 championships and what have you, and you say you can't take that away from him, because as bad as the Lakers were as they descended, right, in Kobe's final few years.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack here. Holy shit. Stephen A. And I keep telling people, they get wrapped up in this LeBron, Stephen A. controversy and this, that, and the third. And they're like, Stephen A.'s not a LeBron guy. I say, pause. Stephen A. is very much a LeBron guy. And he will talk all the bullshit and cap and lie on LeBron as much as he until it comes to Michael Jordan. Then he critiques LeBron James very differently. But if it's not against Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith will sound very similar to Shannon Sharp and very similar to Nick Wright until it comes to Jordan. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me when he does this. Because the very things he criticized LeBron for when it comes to defending Michael Jordan, he'll contradict himself praising LeBron James when it comes to other people. Stephen A. Smith and his shitty Kobe Bryant takes. And I'm tired of Stephen A. Smith prefacing his Kobe Bryant takes with, God rest his soul. First of all, rest in peace. Just get to the basketball. Saying rest in peace and God bless his soul isn't going to make me think any less of your shitty goddamn take, Stephen A. Smith. But there is a lot to unpack here. God, what did he say? He said, let me rewind it. He said a lot.
Because of so many things that he brought to his arsenal by San Antonio. But you saw what he did. When you're playing with Shaq and LeBron took that team, you had a crew. When you struggled, you really, really struggled.
Now, I'm not going to say Kobe Bryant didn't struggle. See, I watched Kobe play his entire... as much as Stephen A. Smith's in the media and around basketball, I can promise you, being a hardcore Laker fan and a Kobe fan, I've watched more Kobe Bryant than them. I might not have been up close and personal, but I think I know more about Bean Bryant and his game in the Lakers organization, especially during that time, than Stephen A. Smith. That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, first of all, yes, Kobe Bryant struggled, right? The trade went down, and honestly, it was a shitty trade for the Lakers. Getting back what they got for Shaq, it doesn't amount to Shaq's impact. I'll be the first to tell you. Now, ultimately, everything worked out as the years went by through trading pieces, bringing Phil Jackson in, the big trade for Pau Gasol, getting rid of Kwame Brown, for the trade rights of Marc Gasol, all that stuff ultimately ended up working out. The triangle offense, Kobe Bryant, everything, right? But the immediate impact of that trade, the Lakers were a mediocre basketball team. And yes, the Lakers weren't winning championships in those first 3 years. Well, actually 4 years. They got back to the finals the 4th year. But especially those first 3 years, they were a mediocre team. 2004, 2005. The Lakers did not miss the playoffs, though it is very important to recognize that Kobe Bryant had an injury. The Lakers were around 500 basketball, mediocre team, bottom of the West, where a lot of people had them, young team. Kobe Bryant going out for several weeks with an injury basically ended that season. They were mediocre with Kobe, a bottom playoff contender. So him missing several weeks quickly put them out of the playoff race. That needs to be stated. The next year they get to the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, a 7th seed. Going up against the Phoenix Suns, one of the best teams in the league. 2nd seed. Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, you know that drill. Raja Bell, we know all those players. One of the best offensive teams we've seen in history up to that date under Mike D'Antoni. The Lakers were underdogs. Everybody had them losing. Miraculously, they even went up 3-1 and ended up losing, and we know that story. But the Lakers shouldn't have won that series, and they shouldn't even win 7 games in the first place. Let's keep it a buck. Now, they should have finished them off after going up 3-1, I agree. But it didn't happen. In a Western Conference, that was far more difficult to traverse than what LeBron was doing in the East. Next year, guess what? Mediocre again. They face the Phoenix Suns again. This time it doesn't even go 7 games. I think they lose that series 4-1. Don't quote me on that. But they lost just like they should have. Next year, what happens? Andrew Bynum gets a little better. Don't even have Pau Gasol yet. The Lakers look significantly better than they have been the last 2 years. Andrew Bynum gets hurt. You know the drill. Pau Gasol comes in. The triangle is fully unlocked. It's off to the races. Lose to the finals in 2008. No Andrew Bynum. They win the next 2 championships. Going through that ridiculously difficult Western Conference with stacked talent, great teams. You know, some years winning 50 games doesn't even get you into the playoffs. Some of those years in those first 2000 to 2010-ish, like the competition was thick. Like you're facing championship competitors, championship caliber teams in round 1 or round 2. Even if you are a championship contender with a high seed, sometimes you're facing another contender only in that second round. Come on, man. We know the slugfest that the Western Conference was. And they had Kobe Bryant running around there with Kwame Brown, Smush Parker, Vladimir Radmanovich, Luke Walton, no disrespect, high basketball IQ, all that, I get it. Sasha Vujacic before he became a marksman shooter. Chris Mem, come on, man, stop. Lamar Odom didn't become Lamar Odom until Pau Gasol arrived. And Lamar Odom felt more comfortable as a third option, especially coming off the bench. But anyway, yeah, the Lakers they struggled, absolutely, for a couple of those years there. But to sit here and say LeBron James didn't struggle, and you know what? That should be true. Because playing in that Eastern Conference, are you kidding me? If Kobe played in that Eastern Conference, he would have had longer playoff runs, guaranteed. And by the way, Nick Wright, I've heard this guy say in LeBron's second year, he was already better than Kobe. In LeBron's second year, he missed the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. And when LeBron finally did make it to the playoffs, and I believe his third year, he played the Washington Wizards. Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards, oh my. Yo, it's playing the Wizards and the Phoenix Suns are 2 totally different universes, sir. 2 totally different universes, Stephen A. Smith. And then lost to the Detroit Pistons in the second round. What happens next year? Again, face Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards. Again, whoop-de-doo. You should win that series. The same guy that's on the sofa with Stephen A. Smith right now, Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, that guy. And you know, Stephen A. Smith won't say this because Gilbert Arenas is his friend now. And Gilbert Arenas is in the building with him. Now, had Kobe Bryant, that same playoff run, the 2007 playoffs, had Kobe Bryant actually beat the Phoenix Suns, guess who he would have faced in the second round? The San Antonio Spurs, who would have been the NBA champions. The same San Antonio Spurs that swept LeBron James and the Cavs in the NBA Finals in that same run after the Cavs beat the Pistons. A Pistons that did not have Ben Wallace, by the way. Not the same Pistons team that we all love from the 2004 Finals. This is the point I'm trying to make. The Western Conference was a different beast. You are facing championship contenders early on. All those people LeBron James has lost to in the finals, all those finals losses, 6 of them, he would have played those teams earlier in the playoffs and wouldn't have even sniffed the finals. It is a much more difficult conference, period. Every round is a death match, okay? There's no Washington Wizards in abundance. There's no New Jersey Nets, and God, I love that team. God, I did. I wanted them to do great, but not in abundance. There's no Atlanta Hawks in abundance. There's no sub 500 teams making the playoffs in abundance. And I've actually put out a video on how many sub 500 or 500 level teams LeBron James has feasted on in his career and his playoff runs. I'm not making this shit up. I'm backing it up with facts. So cut this nonsense out, man. That conference was ridiculously easy, and LeBron still wasn't winning every single year. What are we talking about? And I got people till today that'll still tell me LeBron James, the Lakers version, this older version of LeBron James, people will still tell me that right now LeBron James at age 40, whatever, 40, 41, is better than prime Kobe Bryant. Okay. Well, then evaluate him as such. The Lakers are absolutely struggling right now. Outside of the bubble championship, the Lakers have been complete shit since LeBron James has been here. Is that not part of struggling? Because you still say he's one of the best players in the league. What are we talking about? You can't have your cake and eat it too, people. Is disappearing in the 2011 finals not struggling? Is not showing up in the 2007 finals not struggling? Because, they keep saying, oh, he didn't have a team. The rest of the team really performed. They shut down Tim Duncan. Drew Gooden, Zydrunas Ilgauskas did a fantastic job shutting down one of the best players in the league, the greatest power forward of all time. And LeBron James, you're supposed to be so great. You couldn't stop Tony Parker? That finals loss in 2007, you do not blame the rest of that Cavaliers team. LeBron James played like absolute shit. Garbage. And I don't even go hard on him about that like other people do. But if you're going to sit here and lie, I'm going to bring out the guns. And everybody wants to talk about field goal percentage until it's not convenient anymore. Everybody wants to talk about field goal percentage with Kobe Bryant. But let's talk about that 2015 NBA Finals, right? How does LeBron James shoot 39% from the field in his prime? Huh? Tell me that. Tell me that. You keep telling me he could bring any team along with him and win a championship. So it doesn't matter who gets hurt because he doesn't need much of anything. You keep telling me that, but then you blame other people for when he fails to get it done. But you keep telling me he could bring anybody along to get a championship. Why did he shoot 39%? Prime LeBron James. But the jump shot was still sus. And that might segue into my next point. Come on, man. Cut this out, man. Let me continue.
That was never LeBron. See, when you look at LeBron took that team to the finals, and then you get swept by San Antonio. But you saw
already
what
covered
he did.
that.
Everywhere he's been, teams have elevated.
Super team. Huh? After that season, when they lost to the Spurs, he never got back to the finals, even though he was supposed to at least 2 of those years at 2009 and 2010. He didn't get there. So, Stephen A., what are we talking about here? Lost to the Celtics, lost to the Magic, got outperformed by Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard had a bigger impact on the game. 2010, gave up in the Boston Celtics series. The stats might not show it, but if you watch the game, yeah, he quit playing. You could throw every excuse out there. I don't give a damn. Talk about the Delonte West and his mom. I don't give a damn what you say. I do not. Because I've seen Kobe Bryant with much more significant personal issues play through that bullshit. So I don't want to hear that. For a whole season, play through that bullshit. Lost in the finals, but the man didn't quit. He didn't quit. Couldn't sniff the finals again until he teamed up with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and filled that roster out with role players. Come on, man. Stop this. Monopolize the Eastern Conference especially, disrupting any competitive balance that might have been left. And there wasn't much. There wasn't much. You already had it made, bro. You were in the East. It wasn't the Western Conference, but that wasn't enough for you. You wanted it to be easy.
Once the game starts, it's going to be easy. With me and D-Wade running the wing, Pat could come back and play like he was back in his Kentucky days. Just throw it up there and we'll go get it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Stephen A. Smith capping, bro. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The only times Kobe Bryant didn't make the playoffs is because they were specifically injury related. Specifically injury related. I cannot say the same for LeBron James.
So you can't take that away from him because he's 6'9", he's 260, because he could play inside and out, because he can be...
Kobe Bryant doesn't play inside and out. Kobe Bryant's offensive repertoire is far more vast than LeBron James. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And in fact, Kobe Bryant never had a weakness to his offensive game. There was a long stretch of LeBron's career where you forced him to shoot outside jumpers because he was clickety-click clanking. And you could talk about his field goal percentage, but when you push that field goal percentage out, 8 feet or more, he shoots not so hot. I'm talking 30%. Come on, man. What are we...
Lethal in the open court because he could step things up defensively because of so many things.
Kobe Bryant didn't step things up defensively. Kobe Bryant was a better defender for longer than LeBron James. Now, you could argue LeBron James' peak defense might have trumped Kobe Bryant's peak defense. Might have. That's an argument. But Kobe Bryant was a greater defender for far longer. Kobe Bryant committed himself to defense far earlier in his career than LeBron James did and sustained it when LeBron and Kobe were guarding each other. I'm not talking about the 6-16 record. I'm talking about when they were guarding each other head to head. Kobe Bryant won the matchup and locked LeBron James' ass up a lot. Locked him up because Kobe wanted to prove to people, I'll show you how to guard this guy. The details. You have to commit to defense.
You say you can't take that away from him because as bad as the Lakers were as they descended, right, in Kobe's final few years there, would that have ever happened with LeBron? The answer is no.
You see the shit I'm talking about? Kobe Bryant was at an advanced age. Tore his Achilles tendon. This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit. He tore his Achilles tendon, dragging that team to the playoffs with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. Tore his Achilles at an advanced age late in his goddamn career. Came back. Tried to come back twice after tearing his Achilles, broke his knee, and broke his shoulder. He played one more year after that. That was his 20th year. Barely got through it physically. So you're telling me LeBron James at an advanced age would have tore his Achilles, broke his knee, and broke his shoulder, and would have carried the Lakers to excellence? LeBron James has been more or less healthy with the Lakers now, and he hasn't carried us to long-term excellence outside of the bubble. We've been atrocious. So what the hell are you talking about, Stephen A. Smith? It's the shit I'm talking about, bro. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, but it's blatant disrespect, blatant lack of context, lies and bullshit that I do not like. It's this. Oh my God. Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. Not to mention, he just had a group of young kids around him at an advanced age, coming off season or career-ending injuries and still sticking it out. He was damn near playing with a bunch of rookies and sophomores. What are we talking about? What did you expect to happen? What did you think was going to happen? It's clown shit, man. Yeah. LeBron James with Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and the bench and talent and the coach he wanted still didn't make the playoffs. So what the hell are you talking about, dude?
With LeBron James, no team would have been as bad as the Lakers were at one point.
You see what I mean, man? This is complete bullshit.
So you take that into consideration as well. You think about...
No, how about you take this context that I'm putting out into consideration? And nobody's giving this guy any backlash because they're all on board with tearing down Kobe. Except McCants. I don't know if he's on there, but even McCants, he's a Kobe guy, but he can't argue for Kobe like I can and some other people can. Like, Scap Attack and Kobe Bryant Film Room. Or Showtime Nick. Or Too Raw. They don't know how to argue for Kobe like we do.
But we do remember the finals against the Mavs. Mm-hmm. We do remember that you struggled in the fourth quarter of 4 consecutive games. We do remember that J.J. Barea and Jason Terry were guarding your ass and you didn't do something about it.
2 excellent defenders.
Now, you see, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to LeBron James, remember the title of this video, now he's getting back to comparing LeBron to Jordan. Now he's bringing up this shit. But he didn't mention all that when it comes to Kobe Bryant. He never uses that when it comes to Kobe Bryant comparisons. Only Michael Jordan. And this is what I'm talking about. And he's making himself look more of a fool because he's doing it all on the same goddamn episode.
Well, no. So I'm just saying that you look at something like that. That don't stop you from being number 2, but it'll stop you from being number 1 because you know what Jordan would have done because Jordan did it. So those kind of things, again,
Oh.
it's all the...
That's his reasoning. Yeah. It can stop you from beating Michael Jordan, but it won't stop you from beating anybody else. Those same rules don't apply against everybody else, just Michael Jordan. You see this shit I'm talking about? I call this bullshit. I'm not watching any more of this. I'm done. I can't take any more of this clown. Stephen A. Smith should be banned. Banned. Absolutely banned from talking about Kobe Bryant moving forward. I'm tired of the bullshit that comes out of his mouth, Nick Wright's mouth, Shannon Sharp's mouth, these other clowns, even Jason Whitlock sometimes. Like clown shit, bro. I know I'm swearing a lot in this video, but it's just so annoying. So annoying. So annoying. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. These narratives are real, man. These agendas are real. And I see McCann saying on the show, and it's probably for good reason, right? And even if he was on the show, like I said, I don't think he'd make a better argument than me for Kobe Bryant. And we know Gilbert Arenas is a known Kobe Bryant hater. I don't know about Brandon Jennings. I don't know about him. I know Jeff Teague be popping out his mouth bad about Kobe Bryant. I can't speak on Jennings. I can't remember his other Kobe takes, but yeah, I'm tired of this shit, man. So goddamn disrespectful. All the revisionist history in the world, man. It's crazy. This is one of the most lopsided and poor takes Stephen A. Smith has ever done. This is a shitty take. Across the board. Horrible. I wish I had a larger platform and a larger voice. Because, see, people like him, they won't come up on my show. If I was popular, you know, all this shit. They won't come up on my show because they know I will embarrass them the way Scap Attack embarrassed Gilbert Arenas. When I heard there was a video out, Gil versus Scap, about Kobe, I already knew what was going to happen. Are you kidding me? I already knew Scap was going to shut this fool down. I always have love for Scap because he's one of my favorite artists, especially being a Kobe guy. And breaking it down to the micro level for people. He give it to you micro and macro, the Kobe content. So I already knew he was going to embarrass Gil. Straight up embarrass him. Gil will never step in Scap's presence again, ever, especially on the topic of Kobe Bryant. And they will not bring a Kobe Bryant historian on their shows, a real one. Not just somebody that can say Mamba mentality, somebody that can actually bring the facts and context out. They will never bring somebody on that show like that. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I'm going to go before I have a stroke. I appreciate everybody for stepping in. Kobe Bryant fans, you have a home here. If you know other Kobe Bryant fans that want some more Kobe Bryant content creators to watch, send them on over to Boo TV. Please, Kobe fans, you have a home here. We keep it 100 with Kobe's career. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We keep it 100. No falsifying information. No fake narratives. We keep it a buck. Okay? Good, bad, and ugly. But we will not stand for the slander, disrespect, and false narratives. Ever. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell. Stay notified. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.